Hello! I'm so excited to take you along with me as we make the Finch pattern. This is a new pattern that's coming out and I got to test it, which I was super pumped for. And I chose to do the Peter Pan collar, which is on the top right, as well as the bishop sleeve, which is letter G, kind of on the bottom right there.
Hi everyone, I just got chosen as a tester for Charlie Darwin Textiles and I'm so excited because I have never actually been chosen as a tester for myself. I've been chosen as a tester to test patterns for my baby, but never on myself, and I am so excited because I love her work. She is so thoughtful and goes through all the details. So I'm laying out the pattern now, and it's the fastest I've ever laid out a pattern to cut. And I don't even need to cut, oh, I do need to cut some, but you'll see I'm overlapping the edges here, and I'm using double-sided tape so it doesn't even show the tape. And I'll just cut this out once everything is laid out. This is just the first row, and then I'll do the second and so on. Alright, so I just finished putting together the main pattern pieces, which was 18 pages altogether, and then I chose to do the bishop sleeve out of several variations, and that had 8 pages, and then the Peter Pan collar, which was one of 3 pattern choices for the collar, and that has 4 pages. So I have a little bit to go, but here is what we're working with. Here is the main pattern piece, and then we have the pages left for those 2 collars and sleeves. Alright, here's the grand reveal. We have the main one, we have the bishop sleeve, and we have the 2 different Peter Pan collars, the upper collar and the under collar. So that'll be fun to work on. So now that everything's taped, of course, I'm now going to cut it all out, and I'm going to time it to see how long it actually takes. Alright guys, I'm done for today. Here's all my lovely cutout pieces. It took half an hour, which was a long time, but I listened to a podcast, so that worked out well. My baby's due to wake up any minute now, so I'm going to leave and I'll be back tomorrow to cut out the pattern onto fabric. I have 2 fabrics in mind. I have a gray bed sheet, which would be like for the mock-up trial, and then I have either a striped or a purple cotton. I'm not sure which one I'll use yet, but yeah, we'll see tomorrow how that goes with the mock-up trial, and from there we'll cut out the pattern and sew it all up on the nice fabric. So I actually hear my baby waking up now, so I'm going to leave and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, so I'm needing to measure 0.63 up from the bodice front and back to get the right height measurements, which I've never actually done before. So here's inch, 0.63 inches is about here. So we're going to do a little line here. Hi guys, I'm back. It's been a few days. I found some mistakes which I've never found before in my pattern testing journey. I've only pattern tested 2 outfits though, so I've never done an outfit on myself. It's always been for a baby. So your pan collar was too short. It did not match at the notches like it was supposed to. So I emailed Leah, got that figured out. She made it bigger, correct size. I put it on, it matched, we're great, and then I realized, oh, I need a bias binding. Where's the bias binding? I don't see the bias binding. It was missing, and so I was able to email her again, get that figured out. So I felt really good. Like, being a pattern tester, I want to help the creator of the sewing pattern. I don't want to just get a free pattern, see a few mistakes, be like, oh well, these were actually mistakes that needed to be fixed, otherwise it wouldn't fit right. I had missing parts, and so I love that I was able to help her, and she was able to make it right for future people who want to sew the Finch blouse and have an easy time at it. So I was really happy to help in that way and get that. I'm not sure if anyone else was doing the Peter Pan collar because I was the first one, and it had been a couple of days, so I don't know, but I was able to see that and help guys. So I just need to do the bishop sleeve variation on it and hem it and add the binding on the sleeve, and then I'll try it on and see how I like it, and then I'll go on to the next one, which will be the actual version. This is just the mock-up, so excited. Okay, so for the Finch blouse, I decided to submit the purple blouse because that was going to work better with my time restraint with this little girl that I'm holding. And so but I decided after I submitted it that I could still try out some different variations just for fun. I didn't need to submit it, but just do it for fun. So I decided to do the collar stand and do that striped pattern that I wanted to instead of the purple fabric. I decided to do the striped fabric. And I decided to keep it short sleeve because it's summertime and I want to enjoy the sun on my arms without having long sleeves. Where's my thread? So I'm going through the same kind of things, but it's a little different because the stand's very different from the Peter Pan collar with the whole construction of that top. So yeah, I'm just gonna sew it up. So right now I'm just attaching the stand to that top part of the bodice, and then I'm going to iron the seam back. Debbie, don't touch that, please. Thank you. I'm enjoying some lovely screaming noise in the background. You can find this on Spotify or anywhere where there is a baby who doesn't want you to sew and wants you to play with her. Actually, I'm pretty sure Spotify won't have this. This is a unique sound. Okay, Mira, I'm gonna play with you in just a second, Bobs. I just have to finish this up. You know, when you are like in the groove, it's really hard to like stop something. That's kind of what's happening with me right now.
So then I went outside because what could be worse than a baby screaming right next to the camera? Actually being in front of the camera and playing with the lens. So I did not expect that, but it made for some funny footage, so I kept it in there. I hope you enjoy her chubby little fingers. I know they won't be chubby for too long, and so I'm enjoying all the little close-ups right into the lens. It's quite hilarious. And then I went and sat kind of on the side of our house and sewed the buttons on my hand while my baby just played by me, and that worked out great. So you can go outside and enjoy the weather, the nice weather, while you sew. That's awesome. I can't do that with my sewing machine, but hand sewing is a total win. So I just had some thoughts to share on you because I realized up until this point I've just been sharing about the sewing, the testing, but there's a greater part behind that of my heart why I'm doing this, and so I wanted to share that with you. And I wrote this on a walk, so I'm just going to read it and you can take what you like from it. Everyone is growing one way or another, mentally, physically, spiritually. I have been tending my plants since May, and it is now the end of July, and I have yet to harvest the fruits or vegetables. That is the way with life sometimes. It is slow, sometimes painful, sometimes inconvenient.
So I'm just
Yet,
sewing
if
the
we continue
coconut buttons
slowly and surely,
onto
there will come a time
my
when we look
shirt. I
back
did
and see
3
how
buttons
each
this
little
time
step
instead
led
of the
us to
2
a
for the
great
purple
reward.
shirt.
In the Bible,
And
Jesus
see
says,
a
a
nice
bad
white
tree will
thread
produce
to
bad fruit, and a good tree, good fruit. Matthew
blend it.
7:17. There is a good way and a bad way, and each little step will lead in one direction or the other, not only in great, big, important things in life, but also in small things like sewing. When I sew, I am leaning into learning a new craft and hobby. I will not be perfect at it, and I'll make mistakes along the way. I am still growing in the practice of sewing and testing my own stamina with the skill, and I don't feel I have the strength some days. This summer, I was chosen to test a garment that had a lot of love and care built into it from the beginning, but needed some others' input to bring the pattern to life. I was honored to be one of those people who helped in the process. So much in this world promotes do it yourself and be limitless. There are limits to what a person can do with their time and talents, and having a team can really bring added joy and glimmers to a project. I'm thankful to be a small part of a big thing and continue to grow in my capabilities as a pattern designer.
For a purpose. Okay. So what happens is this is longer than this piece, and so we're going to need to gather this in. And so I'm going to do that now with my trusty little helper. Oh, it's so cute! So I did the gathers on the front and back, and then I just attached them with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and then finished the edges. So looks pretty frayed right now. I need to go through and cut all the loose edges, and then I just need to do this side and hem this here, I think like that, and then hem the bottom, and it will be done. I need to show you my buttonholes too, because I do a different thing where I don't actually finish the buttonholes with a thread. I actually like wrap fabric around here so that looks nice. This was my first one. It's probably the best. This is my second one. The thread got off a little bit here, and then my third one, Thea was crying, so got a little bit wider than the other two, so I don't like it as much. And then I attached hand sewn coconut shell buttons to it. There's 3 of those here. So hopefully you can enjoy knowing that these are made from coconut shells, which I have said before in this video, but I just love it so much that they're natural. Okay, so I'm doing all my ironing in one step. They say to, she says, to put the seam up toward the top bodice. So I'm doing that, and then you're gonna top stitch that. Here's the shirt. It is evening time now, and the day is done, and my shirt is done. So just as the day grows long and then it wanes, so life grows, and I have been growing in my skills, and I've done a few new things in this shirt too that I didn't expect. I think the bishop sleeve was challenging but not hard, and the Peter Pan collar on that mock-up was challenging as well, but this collar gave me a lot of grief, mainly because I have been using a pattern. The patterns pieces were too short, but she elongated them. She said it in her email, so I'm going to get that tomorrow, which is exciting, the actual new pattern pieces. So I did elongate it by myself, and it worked out good. So I'm super happy with it, and I'm going to water my peppers for the second time today because they get a lot of sun in the afternoon and are very chirpy. That is all for now. I just want to say grow well, grow toward the light, and grow intentionally, and grow in whatever you are doing with the intention that God loves you and He cares about whatever you do. And so I just hope you take that with you and have fun looking at the Finch pattern if you're going to do it, or sewing, or whatever else you aspire to do. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.